I wanted to make a video about lighting today, but then I saw this community post on YouTube with a question, do you feel lonely? So I scrolled down and saw this comment. I don't really have the luxury to worry about emotions and problems like this. Worrying about how am I going to pay my rent and save up for a house, so I don't have to keep working while I am 78 years old is crippling enough. I got triggered when I saw it because I see it around me all the time. People who are stuck in a job they don't like and are only working for money so they don't have to work later in life. I'm not only talking about people who need their wage to survive, but I'm also talking about people who make a lot of money. So I started to compare myself with these people who make a lot more money than I do. And I asked myself this question, will I trade places with them? And the answer is no. I didn't have to think long about it either. I would not trade this industry for any amount of money. I am a filmmaker, and if you don't like your job, let me tell you why you should consider becoming one as well. So, should you become a filmmaker? Well, the short answer is yes, and the long answer is yes as well. Let me explain what I mean. If you ever have considered in your head to become a filmmaker, you should do it, because that means you have a little bit of interest towards it. And it doesn't matter how much interest that is, as long as you have it, you should become a filmmaker. And let me tell you why. When you first start out, you will get associated with a lot of jobs you never thought about before. Most people that think about filmmakers, they think about filming and editing, but there is so much more to it. A director is definitely considered a filmmaker, even though most directors don't ever touch the equipment during the filmmaking process. However, they are still a filmmaker. When we are first starting out, we will be doing all the filmmaking jobs by ourselves, including directing, and that's the whole point. You will get to try out so many different jobs on your journey to become a filmmaker. Some of the jobs will be fun and other ones not so much, but it will give you insight on what you like to do and who you are. I believe that the filmmaking industry is one of the few industries that will give you the opportunity to find your passion. Regardless of what skills you have, there is a use for it in filmmaking industry. Most people never find out what they want to do in life, and I believe there are multiple reasons for it. And one of the reasons is because there is so much to choose from and so little time to try out different things. Filmmaking, on the other hand, can give you that option, because you can try out so many different jobs. You can try out editing, filming, writing, visual effects, 3D work, and so much more. A 3D artist has a completely different job than a camera operator, for example, but yet they can still be working on the same end product, so they're both filmmakers. If you dip your toes into the filmmaking world, you will find out that there is so much variety of work that you can do, there is most likely something for everyone. There is a big group of people who think they know what they want to do in life at a relatively young age. So they go and get a degree that is required for the job, they start doing the work and lose interest after a while. Some degrees require 10 or more years to get. Now, 10 years ago I was 23 and my mindset was completely different to what it is now. So imagine starting your journey to become a doctor when you're 20 years old, possibly under influence from your parents. Now 10 years later, when you're 30, you'll be most likely a different person. But then, not many people will have the guts to quit their high-paying job to follow their passion, especially because they spent so much time and money to get that degree. So now they are stuck in a job that they don't like. To me, that is absolutely devastating. Think of it this way, so if you're an average person, you will sleep for 8 hours, work for 8 hours, and you will have the remaining 8 hours to live life. And living life can be something like having fun, parenting, or doing chores, whatever. So if you're an average person, you will spend 1/3 of your adult life working. Now let's say 25%, because most people don't work on the weekends. So imagine being miserable for 25% of your life, and probably even more, because while living life, there are also other things that can bring misery to us. I personally think that doing work you hate will not be good for you long term, regardless of the amount of money that you make. Now, some people believe that work doesn't necessarily have to be enjoyable or fun, and I get where that point is coming from and I definitely respect it, but I prefer to enjoy my work. I strongly believe that all people who don't like their current job can find something in the filmmaking industry that they would enjoy. And another big benefit of filmmaking is that you don't have to do the same job all the time. You can be directing one project, editing the second, and color grading the third. The possibilities are endless. And the best part, you don't have to have a degree. I personally don't ever plan on retiring. As long as I'm healthy enough, I will be still active in the industry. I mean, Martin Scorsese is 80 and he's still going. When you're deciding what you want to do in life, money plays a big role in that decision. But only focusing on money is not a good strategy in my opinion. There is a lot of money to be made in filmmaking, but if you're only doing it for the money, there are other skills that you can learn that are in higher demand that would get you more money. When it comes to money in filmmaking, I think there needs to be a balance between passion and money. So let's say Christopher Nolan, for example, calls me to do a film with him. Now I will do that project absolutely for free, regardless of how much money the film makes. For me, the experience of working with one of the best in the industry, as well as having my work seen by millions of people, is payment enough. But then again, I'm not really struggling financially, so it's different for everyone. I recommend looking at your own financial situation and what else is important to you and deciding based on that. But don't get too close-minded when it comes to money. Some free projects are very worth it to do. So if a project is fun or has a lot of potential of viral success, consider doing it for free, just for the exposure. A lot of people think that to become a filmmaker you need to have talent. That is not true at all. Anyone can become a good enough filmmaker to do it professionally. Now, not everyone will reach the same level, of course, but everyone can do it and make a living from it. Filmmaking is an art form, but it is also a technical skill. Now, anyone can learn the technical side of it, and knowing the technical side can get you pretty far. Understanding the rule of thirds and three-point lighting will get you through most low to mid-budget corporate shoots, for example. Talent will definitely help you get to a higher level faster, but it is not necessary. And also, you wouldn't know that you're talented until you try it for long enough. So no matter your skill level, your age or intelligence, as long as you're able to do any other job, you will be able to become a filmmaker. So to summarize, if you really want to become a filmmaker, you should do it because you are very likely to find something you enjoy doing. You don't need a degree to do it. There is a lot of variety, you will never get bored. There is also plenty of money to be made. And most importantly, filmmaking gives you a way to express yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till next time.